it's not the statistics. It's not the statistics. You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever abouts in the world you may be. Lovely to see you. Thought we'd start up a little bit early because it feels only right to say a massive thank you to Fran Salvo. It is not the statistics. Thank you very much for the subscription. Very much appreciated. Welcome in. We have an interesting day ahead of us, hopefully. We've got the Milan save to pick up on now. We've made some big signings in our last stream. We bought Gianluca Scamacca and Arda Güler to hopefully fire us to glory. We won our first trophy in 4 years with the Italian Supercoppa. But I must be open and transparent right up at the top. It's very warm today, and I have a feeling that means it might end up being a slightly shorter stream than usual, probably a little bit under the 3 hours, because like even right now I'm scared to lift my armpits because I can just feel the sweat. There's a lovely thought and image for you. How is everyone? How's everyone's weekend been? We have an incredible gabble in already. We've got Dayan Bassist, we've got Hung De Min, we've got Zeratul as well. We have the medical car, Necrosis, we've got Sir Darius and Crab Lungs and FMGNG. We've got Lacquer, we've got the aforementioned Fran Salvo in. There's some Benny, there's some Mr. Momo Man. We've got an incredible group. We've got RJ's in as well. Welcome in, RJ. Welcome in, Jamie FM too. And it's me, Ronnie. Lovely to see you all. It's really cool. Let me try and get some of those questions. Obviously, right at the beginning, it already starts quite difficult to keep up with chat. But Zeratul asked, are we discussing that Saudi training tournament in Yankland? We are indeed. Now, there was one game that I was really looking forward to, I'll be honest, in this tournament, in the group stage at least, which was the Boca Benfica game last night, and that was an absolute treat. Boca going 2-0 up, Benfica pulling it back, 3 red cards, including 1 to a substitute. Absolutely perfect. It was open, it was exciting, it was tense, it was fiery, everything you want from a football match. Laka asked, do you have tips on what to look at data-wise for each position? So the best tips I can give is to watch the Moneyball Clinic series, because there isn't a singular answer. It depends on the team and your state of play. But generally speaking, my tip is to look at what your players are currently doing and look for improvements. It's the easiest way to kind of center it as to your level. But what you're looking for in a player in a 4-3-3 with Wolves is going to be different to what you're looking for 4-3-3 with Leon, for example. Even if you're using the same tactic, the strengths and weaknesses of other players within your team are going to impact maybe what you're going to acquire elsewhere. Necrosis likes pass percentage and possession loss. Indeed, I like a little bit of possession loss, as we know. So Crab Lungs, the weather is turning down. The fans are out at Shea Lungs. I'm melting whilst doing all promotion relegations for every league in the world. Oh my word. Q is for K and J is for Z in Kazakhstan, I found out. That is confusing. That is very confusing. So Jamie was just talking to you about adding the player search to the Mon skin. I'm unsure as to how I can edit the file of the skin, as it will not let me. So you need to find the file that's mentioned there and open it in something like Notepad. Notepad or Notepad++, edit it, save it. Really, really straightforward. So if you use Control F, you can find the specific session as well. So Lacke has found a decent Swedish defender that was top of the charts with headers 1 and passes, was in Malmo's second team and only signed him for 275k, I believe. Not got FM loaded up. Now the important thing is, has he been good though? Welcome in, Jabbits. Lovely to see you, my dude. It's me, Ronnie. You thought you were going to say it's so hot the top might come. The top has only just come on. I will be completely honest with you. There has been a lot of toplessness today. Whilst I have tried to get through. It's meant to reach something around 31 degrees later this week, which I'm not looking forward to. Just bear with me 1 moment, because I've realised I forgot to turn on a light. So I'll just pop around the corner. That's a little bit better. It's only a small bit of light, but just gets rid of some of the darkness there. So I do apologise. So try AKT. You've never sweated since. Fair enough. I will look that up. What is? I mean, yeah, I'll look. I was going to ask what it was, but I can look it up a little bit later. Indeed. As the medical card, the Boca game was great. Pure South American chaos. Wasn't it just? We've got River Plate, Urawa Reds in an hour. Indeed. I'm afraid. I mean, not that anyone's going to abandon the stream to watch proper. I mean, do. As we were saying the other evening on Saturday evening, what I really like about the Club World Cup and the expanded tournament is that we're going to see a lot of games that we otherwise won't ever see in a competitive context. And I always think that's exciting. Welcome in, Tad. Lovely to see you. Welcome in, Johnson, as well. That's lovely. We've also got a Crodmo in. Beautiful stuff. So Lacke's just looked him up. It's Nils Zetterstrom. Now the main player in your defense too. Perfect. Oh, saucy tops off. I mean, saucy isn't the word you'll be going for. It'll be nauseating, I think, is probably the best descriptive word for it. So what if it is not the world that is hot, but you? Had to ask. I can say after a reasonable period of 40 years that I do think that it might be that I'm hot. Sadly not in the attractive fashion, but in the just because like even 15 degrees is too much for me. So it's almost certainly a me problem, and actually the rest of the world's quite cold. So AKT is a deodorant balm for performers and actors under hot lights on stage. Oh, okay, that sounds good. That sounds good indeed. So Lacke's not sure about the ref running around with cameras clipped on their ears, mind. I quite like some of the replays. It seems a little bit pointless because, you know, it's not really going to capture their vision, but it's quite nice to see a fresh perspective, right? I quite like it. I think it's fun. It's not a useful perspective. It doesn't really help us understand the ref's perspective. But it does just look quite cool. Welcome in, Draw. Welcome in, Thando, as well. How are you both? How was your weekend? How's your week going so far? John says, just lost in the Champions League quarters after a perfectly legal goal was ruled out. How frustrating. How frustrating. Always the way, isn't it? It's always something there just to ruin it at the last moment. So speaking of hot, it's a Crodmo, it is indeed. RJ, Union SG found their new Boniface and Dove and more, etc. His name is Raul Florux. Oh, that is. So do you reckon that's a name for us to keep an eye out? He'll be getting a big move in a few years' time. Right, we caught up with chat. Let's head on over to a mystery mini game as it's me, Ronnie Redeemed, and I like to start here with a little bit of guess the player. Once we've played that, we'll pop straight into the save. We're queued up to go right into our first match as well as the save. So if you haven't been here before, let me explain how this works. In a moment, you're going to see 4 pictures from a player's profile in FM24, one after the other. You're going to see their positions, their attributes and traits, their coach report, and their club history. Your job is to work out who the player is. The earlier you guess, the more points you get. We run this lovely little scoreboard, which resets every 3 months. We're about halfway through this season as is. So just a word of note, this is the default database in FM24 at the beginning of the game. So a player like Joshua Zirkzee is currently at Bologna, not at Man United. Just something to be mindful of. So let's head on in and see the very first clue. and see, maybe has anyone worked it out beforehand. We've got guesses for Jan Koller, Carlos Valderrama, and Ferenc Puskás, which are all fabulous guesses. Famously, all in FM24. Mr. Moment Man is going for some more sensible guesses. He went for Kulusevski before we knew the positions, and now he's gone for Trent because maybe it's could be listed as a midfielder, perhaps. So ex-Luca does not believe that he's not going to be the next Boniface. So since they're finding good strikers like I find extra kilos, yes, I'd recommend keeping an eye on him. Fair enough. Fando had a great weekend. Fabulous stuff to hear. Salaka says, you're sure Brighton and Union follows the same transfer policy, using data at both clubs under Bloom? Indeed they do. So we've got guesses for Sangare, McTominay, Bissouma, Raskin, Guendouzi, Zelensky. We've got Rabiot, Moda, Enzo Leopold, Gundogan, Saywald, Partey, Mainu, Herrera, Chattard, Fabinho, Vitinha, Guerra, Lam. There are some fabulous guesses. None are right. And we are going to move on to the next clue. I can't give you all the time in the world to get those 5 points. Goes down to 3 points now. And we here have a player that's got a really strong mental profile. Great aggression, concentration, teamwork, work rate. They are very, very much competitive. They're 6'2". They like to get forward. So could it be Goretzka or Felipe Luis or Kimmich or Guy or Decore or Gundogan? Fabulous guesses. Fabulous guesses. So John says that Nuremberg are now working with the same company as Brighton and Union. Interesting. That would be it'd be really nice to see how that works out over in Germany, because it's doing tricks very nicely over in England and Belgium so far. So Lucas says he's more of a winger or a second striker. I mean, didn't they say that about a couple of other players that Union had? I mean, I think Undav for a while was considered not really to be a striker, right? By the way, thank you very much for the follow, Luca. So we've got some more guesses in here. Hungermin is saying it's a world-class player, and the Kvez has gone for Luiz. We've got another guess for Douglas Luiz. We've got a guess for Modric and Vidal and Zielinski and Moises Caicedo. Could it be João Neves or Yusuf Fofana? Could it be Zamba Anguissa or Bruno Fernandes or Ferro or Anton Stack or Khedira? It is none of those, I'm afraid. It is none of those. Let's move on over and see if we can get some more information here. We know that this is a regular starter in his prime years, a leading Serie A player. So that, unfortunately, it rules out Declan Rice. It rules out Savitzer, but fine guesses. So RJ, they're also keeping promise. So yeah, good start of Mercato, indeed. So another guess has come in for Guendouzi. Hungermin can smell a curveball. And we've got some guesses now coming in. RJ has gone for Andre. We've got Bentancur. We've got Barella, Rovella, Hernandez, Fernandinho, Sensi, Locatelli, Benassa. We've got Cristante. We've got the Arrasqueta. And DM Bassist has said someone Brazilian. Indeed, I think so. RJ had twigged on the lovely little accent over the E to pick up on it being the Brazilian Serie A rather than the Italian Serie A. So could it be Fluminense midfielder Martinelli? Could it be Marconi? Sadly, it can't be Frenkie de Jong. It can't be Kalinoglu. Could it be Gerson? Could it be Madsen, Nathan or Arta? It is none of those players, I'm afraid to say. Now, as we reveal the final clue, the final clue, I will remind you that, as we said, this is the default database at the start of FM24. They may have moved on since. So could it be Jorginho, who would have sadly started the game at Arsenal? Dougie Luiz, unfortunately, in England. Could it be Alan or Fernandinho again? We've got João Gomes. We've got Thiago Maia, which is a lovely game. We've got Esteval, sadly not as attacking a player as Esteval. So Johnson says it's a really selective company. Actually, they reach out to the clubs. Interesting. That's quite cool. So we've got Petco. We've got Wendell being guessed as well. Zerachul has come in with Battaglia. There are some fine guesses there. Hungermin has also come in with Andre. And now, you should know me by now. I do like to be a little bit thematic with my... the closest I will ever get to doing anything that is related to current events. And it is worth pointing out, we discussed a little bit earlier that there was a fantastic game last night between Benfica and Boca Juniors, where Boca Juniors defensive midfielder turned centre-back Rodrigo Battaglia scored one of the goals. That is a hard-earned point making its way to Zerachul. Well done, sir. Well done indeed. It was a very, very tricky one, this one. It's been a long time since I appreciate he was a player that many football managers ago was really expected to go on and be an absolutely incredible player. And he's had a very, very good career. Can't really knock it. Was really good at Braga. Not quite as good at Sporting before heading back to South America. But a cracking player. The applause is now coming in. There is a GG from Sir Darish. There is double applause from Medical Car. There's a holy from Hung Min. We've got applause from RJ. And from Zerachul is applauding himself. Jabitz is applauding you. FMG is applauding you. Momoman would have never guessed. It was a tricky one today. A tricky one indeed. The curveball was fast. It was indeed. It was indeed. Right. Well done. Let's head on over and see whereabouts things stand with the save so far. So we currently sit in third, 5 points adrift of Fiorentina, who we beat, I would like to point out. We beat them 5-1 not too long ago. That's that defeat there. And then they lost the game that followed. So they've got a 5-point lead, but we have a game in hand. That said, we lost our last game in the league away from home against Napoli. So not away from home, at home against Napoli. We missed a penalty. Our goal was a late consolation goal, so we can't even hang on to that and say that we were robbed, even though we created some very, very good chances. We were hit by a very effective team, and Napoli are starting to emerge as a little bit of a rival because they absolutely thumped us. I mean, disgracefully destroyed us last season 6-1. And now they've put a little dent in our small little title challenge. Had we won that game, we would have been 2 points behind Fiorentina with a game in hand. So I was really looking forward to us potentially being able to leap up into top spot. We're not quite there yet, unfortunately. But we do have a nice run of games coming up. We've got Sampdoria, an away trip against Roma, but then we've got Sassuolo, Empoli, Torino, Catanzaro, Bologna, Cagliari, Udinese, Hellas Verona, Genoa. It is not until the end of the season that's where we play Lazio, Inter, Juve, and league leaders Fiorentina. So if we can build up some momentum, that would be great. That would be ideal. So let's head on in to our first game up here against Sampdoria, playing a 3-4-3, which we struggled against. Napoli, who were playing that. So should be a little bit wary, but we've got to feel reasonably good about this. We are going to stick to the no pressure. Has done us some good in recent weeks. We will just take a check here. We've got Cabral on the right, Bass on the left. So if Cabral's on the right, that is your responsibility. Bass is on the left, so that is your responsibility. And because they only play with a two-man central midfield, we're not going to ask Bonato to drop onto anyone. And we're going to head on in. Let's see how it goes. So Johnson says you could see it working well with Miroslav Klose being the coach, who really seems to trust young players. And we've seen him improving loads of them. Chimus, Jets, Kastrop. I mean, I wonder whether that contact was maybe that company getting in contact related off the whole Stefanos Chimus situation, because obviously moved to Brighton, then sent out. That's a good start. 8 minutes in, we lose Navarro to injury. On comes Theo. We've got two left backs on the bench. We should be absolutely fine to be able to absorb that, hopefully. So yeah, but it's Napoli. It doesn't count. I like that approach. Welcome in, Wee Cook, by the way. Thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. So just bring some pineapple. They will fall easily. We could hope. What are your thoughts about the FM Data Lab page? I think it's a fabulous tool. Not something I use personally. I can get the information I need in game and apply it that way. As Miru Hasuki opens the scoring, you legend, sir.
Milan, Rossoneri,
nobody I'd rather be. Milan, you're awesome, can't take that away from me. Right, now from a corner, can Rocha make it 2-0? That looks like a horrible challenge. Send him off, ref. Send him off. Send the armadillo packing. Packing. I meant to say armadillo as well. Words are hard. We missed our last penalty. Arda Güler took our last penalty. Theo will take this one, and Theo will send the keeper the wrong way. For the fans, it's because they see Milan will come on. Let's go mental in the stands. Goals for the fans, it's because they see Milan will come on. Let's go mental in the stands. Boom! Golden Milan. I can't remember which words I put into that song. Okay, could this be our third set-piece goal? We are 2-0 up. That's always a good start. Rod now to Rocha. Finds Anita Hammer. Anita Hammer. I need a hammer, and a hammer delivered. 3-0. That's a pretty decent start as far as I can tell. Oh, we could convince you as following before to be. I mean, as long as you know it's online, it's all good, isn't it? I know that following numbers are good, and I'm blown away that like there are so many people even following to begin with. But you know, as long as you can find the streams, I'm all happy. So, Mr. Tina, you can't unsee an armadillo trying to park a car now. I mean, you've got to get them parking because it doesn't come naturally to them. So you need to train them. It's an important skill to learn. Right, 3 goals. That feels nice. However, let's be honest, they're all set pieces. 2 free kicks. Even the penalty was won from a corner. So, you know, it might be a little bit misleading in that regard. So let's try and keep the pressure up in the second half. Let's increase that tempo. No substitutions from them. And let's see if we can get up. We can also consider making some substitutions to kind of rest our players ahead of our final Champions League group stage game. We are currently not in a position to get the bye. I think we're 10th or 11th, all the teams ahead of us that we can catch up have quite easy games. As Bonato puts it away, I'm going to hold out and celebrate. He looked quite a bit offside to me there. What does the glorious VAR have to say? No arms in the air. That's about to be disallowed, and you can't disagree with that, to be fair. Ijo TV, welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow. I mean, both of them were offside by a country mile. I'm still going to call corruption. How dare they? How dare they do that? Right, so the changes I want to make here, I'm going to look to protect Ricardo Rocha. And that means I'm going to bring on Kari. I'm going to protect Rod as well. Rod has been struggling with his fitness over the course of the season. He didn't really have much for pre-season. So we'll take him off there as well. And we will replace Mosconi as well. So at the end of the last stream, we lost our primary right winger, Ernest Nuama, to injury for a number of weeks. Not like a major injury, but significant enough, like 3-4 weeks or something like that. So Mosconi is going to be playing a lot of minutes over these weeks, I expect. Kari now. Kari tries to find an angle, gets the shot off. It's a good save to his left by Soriano. I've been quite happy. We've kept the intensity up, which is nice. The nail is in. It is indeed. Welcome in, Quez, by the way, as well. How are you doing, sir? Even the kickoff was a set piece. Exactly. It's Brentford style. Absolutely. Kwan's in as well. Welcome in, Kwan. How are you doing, sir? How's your weekend? Right, last change. We are going to spare. Segula's not going to play the next game. Carl Palmer will start that one. We will bring on... No, we won't. We will bring on defensive midfielder for Reinders as well. The centre-back for Reinders, but pop him in that defensive midfield spot. That should be fine. Just the 10 minutes to go. We should hopefully be able to see this out. Maybe a clean sheet would be quite nice as well. And that will send us up to second, ahead of Intercity rivals Inter. I mean, Yeah, Inter. Yeah, within 2 points of Fiorentina. Can we get a fourth, though? Here's Theo. He's created some space, sends the cross in. Bonato's the target. He's never going to beat Barragino in the air. But the clearance only as far as Donna Kebab. Back to him again. Kari fires it from distance. Here's Bonato. No, Bonato from distance. That one's not coming off. There we go. Put on the red and black. Absolutely. 4-0. And it's a goal from open play. I mean, it did seem like the entirety of that move was us just taking pot shots from distance. And when you're 3-0 up, why not? Why not? You might as well. We've not got too much to worry about in that regard. Right, Monterisi with the interception. Comes away with it. Gula now. Forward quickly. Skamaka finds Theo out wide. Can we find our fifth late on? Swings the crossing. Kerim with what a volley from Kerim.
Together, clap your hands, save me. Storm goes AC Milan.
Oh, Kerim! Absolutely pick that one out. Flatted it in. What a volley. What a volley. So, Momo Man, you figured out your next save after Chester. Might go attributeless Journeyman or attributeless Portuguese League with a formation you've never done. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. So, if you going to do Portuguese League, do you have a team you've already got a mind for? And actually the same with the Journeyman as well, with the plan B to start in Portugal, or maybe you just are you going to do the whole no badges and see what comes up? Right, 5-0 is a pretty decent result. We can be content with that, and we will sing their praises. We don't do that very often. I'm a harsh master. And so that brings us within 2 points. No goals for Skamaka is worth noting. Navarro's going to be out for a couple of weeks. We can certainly handle that. That's no problem. So how long's Nuama out? He's only out for another couple of weeks now. Zanotti's still a week away. So we'll pop you in there. We will get you guys rested up. And then, yes, so against Ajax, we need to win to get to have a hope of getting a bye in the Champions League. It's very, very unlikely. We need at least 2 results to go in our favour for that to happen. Fiorentina just lost. Fantastic. We are now 2 points behind them with a game in hand. We can go first potentially in our next game. Just the small matter of Roma. It's an away. We're playing away in our next league game, so after the Champions League match there. But Roma have only just been promoted back to Serie A. So they were relegated the season before we joined Milan. They came back up at first time of asking. Right, so we've got some bids coming in. I put Pizza Pasta up for loan because he's unhappy about his playing time. He's someone that I've got a lot of high hopes for. So we are certainly rejecting that. That's not much. We will say I want 70% by that. Yeah, I'm happy with no fee on that, so that's all right. And then for Fiorentina, because they're in a title race with us, I'm afraid you'd need to offer us everything. That I'm fine with. And we've got bids coming in for our third choice goalkeeper, young goalkeeper. He's not really going to be, he's our backup goalkeeper actually. But, you know, he's young. I want him getting first team football. In fact, now we've done that, do we have some, I'd be quite happy to replace him with someone on loan. Christian Chernik, a young goalkeeper, is not necessarily what I'm looking for there. So let's see, transfer listed goalkeepers. There are no transfer listed goalkeepers. Interesting. Loan listed goalkeepers. Anyone on the older side? Says you. Bad rushing out. Gordon Patton here. His contract's about to expire. Bad rushing out as well. Kind of key for a sweeper keeper. It's okay. Bad command of area. Yeah, I'm not convinced by any of that. Let's have a look then at, are there any other goalkeepers? Maybe. Contract is expiring. Someone that's a little bit more senior might be happy to sit on our bench. So Moser or Danny Martin potentially. Moser's played 2 games, so we can't judge on his performance data there. Also bad at rushing out. Danny Martin is described as a sweeper goalkeeper. A sweeper goalkeeper? That's a term that's always used. Always used. He's conceded an absolute shit ton. But for a backup goalkeeper, maybe that could be an option. They are the only 2 experienced ones. Have a look at the Club Brugge one as well. So Mr. Motorman, journeyman, probably unemployed, but will choose a decent level of badges. Portuguese league, not sure, but will probably do a sleeping giant. Sounds good. Tubby, heard through the grapevine that if you like Dill 40k's content, that you'll like yours. I hope so. Welcome in, by the way, Tubby. I can't make any promises, but I will try my best to entertain. How are you doing, my dude? Kwan, surprised you don't use the loan management and development. I do use the loan management and development list. So that's, as we can see, David Fusari is there out on that development list there, which we did. I can't remember if I did that when I booted up the game today or at the end of the last stream. We've had no bids coming in for Stefan Bajic, who is essentially our third choice goalkeeper, but will become our backup once Fusari goes. He's not really a key part of what we're looking to do. So yeah, sorry, we did want to take a look at Gonmu here, Gumu even. 10 games, 14 conceded. Not conceding as many goals as perhaps we were expecting. Really poor agility, which is a concern. No major concerns from a scout report perspective, though. He's the next oldest at 24. We've got, as we say, so Fusari is a young goalkeeper we want to develop. We've got another goalkeeper who I think will be our future number 1, who's currently out on loan as well. So I'm not really looking for someone to come in that is going to be a significant part of the team. They are there to essentially be meat. They are meat to sit on the bench. So I prefer them older in this point, because otherwise I'm just standing in the way of the development of someone. So RJ wants to look up Florix. Let's have a look to see whether he was in the database when we set the game up. He was indeed. He is now 31 years old, playing for Almar Kaya. Let's have a look at his. So it's not a league we've got loaded, obviously, because it's not in the base game. So was he there from the start? He was loaded from the start. Fantastic. He's had a really good first season. Well, when I say first season, he wasn't loaded from the start. Sorry, he wasn't. When we moved to Germany and loaded in some more leagues, that's when he entered the game. That first season, 8 goals, 4 assists in the league, 1 goal in continental competition, quite good. Bit of a drop off the season that followed, and then the year after that he made his move to Qatar. Seems like, kind of okay. I mean, 7 assists this season is pretty decent. In active league, that information isn't very useful. No scouting report, so we've got very, very limited idea of what's going on in terms of his attribute profile. Seems solid. I mean, maybe not great, but maybe all right. So Daniel Castros, do I think we're going to have FM26 this year? I do indeed. I'm very confident we're going to get an FM26. Largely because if things had gone really, really south, we probably would have heard that all the staff had been let go. We haven't heard that. So in fact, we know that they're doing their hiring of QA testers. So the way I expect it will work for a company of their size is they have internal QA that are hired permanently. They work with the company all the way through, and then when you get to a point where it's ready to kind of go much bigger level testing, you then hire people on a temporary basis. And that's what they're doing. They do that in previous years. They've started that process now, so that looks like they're certainly on track, hopefully at least. So I don't want to spend mega money. I just want someone that can be serviceable as a backup. Let's have a look at Iker Alvarez here. He's only played 4 games, so we're not going to bother worrying about his performance data. Pretty solid there as a attribute profile. First touch is the only real concern, to be honest. At Lille, he's always been a backup. A decent season with Real Sociedad in La Liga, conceding 1 goal a game. Pretty bad season with Lorient in France. Let's see what they're saying. So they're wanting maybe around 4 million to 6 million. Not necessarily the worst. We might consider Alvarez. That doesn't seem too bad. Agostino, I think Alsvenken's a bit too much of a jump. Samuel Suarez, is he the former Porto goalkeeper, Benfica goalkeeper? Oh, I'm upsetting the Portuguese fans right now. 41 goals conceded in 17 games doesn't fill me with confidence. In fact, he's conceded 0.53 more than expected. So yeah, we'll pass on that. So I think Alvarez to come in as our backup potentially. I'm all right with 5 mils. Oh, come on. 5.75. We'll do it at 6.25. And we'll see how that goes. I mean, Danny Martin's conceded more than he should have done. Danny Martin's conceded more than he should have done. He hasn't had a single good season of like a single low season, so we'll pass on that. Chirati's like the rest of these players are going to be much more in the starting quality. Certainly the starting price tags. So I think the Elite Siren might be reasonable. Let's have a look at Luka Maric. He's been a solid goalkeeper, played in Serie A. Apparently we have no scouting information on him, but he appears in our scouted players. He can't rush out. Okay, yeah, we'll ignore Maric. So that's all right. Oh, you just altered that particular loan. Yes, indeed. Yeah, indeed. So for pizza. Yeah, let me clarify. Pizza Pasta is 24 years old, which means he's too old for the development list. So I could have delegated that to the loan manager still, but I couldn't put him on the development list to then say specifically what kind of playing time I'm looking for and terms. So in those regards, I took control. Right, so he didn't play for Union SG in game. He didn't develop potential. There we go. That's the problem. That is the problem. Oh, welcome in, Blue Lions. How are you doing? Happy with your opening Club World Cup game, sir? There's aged meat stored for further aging. Maybe you should partner with some local Italian butchers. That's got to be the way. I mean, if there are, by any bizarre set of circumstances, any Italian butchers watching this, be it live or on the VOD in playback, and you would like to sponsor the stream, I am very much willing to take payment in the forms of cured meats. As many cured meats as you would be willing to send my way, I would be 100% in favour of. Welcome in, Dill. Lovely to see you, my dude. How are you? Right, now, where is Crodmo when you need him? If you aren't following the glorious Dill 40k, you are missing out. He is an absolute legend. Such a chill, relaxed, fabulous stream. Really great world building, following what's going on. 100% worth checking out if you're not following him already. I'm doing good, my dude. So Buffon should still be around, if only. So Hung Min, you wanted us to look up Enzo Lafay. So let's see if he's developed much since, because we did this. I remember doing this a couple of seasons ago. He is now at West Brom. It's in a proper league, so we can actually make some judgments. He's been playing as a central midfielder, occasionally plays a little bit higher up, but we'll look at him as a defensive midfielder. He's creative, he dribbles, he pressures. 75% tackle win rates, okay. It's okay. No goal contributions so far, 2 assists. Seems to very much be on the fringes, now 32 years old. We don't have scouting on him, so this isn't going to be particularly accurate, but I think it very much fits the profile we expect of him, a player that's good at passing, quite creative. Let's have a look at his career then. So, after signing for Rennes in the first season, as he does in the game, he was very much good first season. Well, made a lot of appearances in the first season, and then very much found himself out on the fringes. When we last looked at him, I think he'd just moved to Frosinone, so he'd had a decent spell with Monza, solid but unspectacular. Got a €6 million move to Frosinone. That second season's pretty good there. 7 goals, 10 assists in all competitions. 5 goals, 3 assists the following season. And then the last season, or this season, started at Frosinone, sold to West Brom, where he's kind of been on the fringes, doing kind of all right. Right, let's go in, and we'll have to do this for all of these, won't we? We're going to say the same thing as the Everton deal, 70% if he's going to leave the league, 100% if he stays in Italy. Zactix, welcome in. Bouncing that you finally made it for stream. Love the skin in your content. Who do you think is most likely to win the next Ballon d'Or? I think there's a lot of time to go to go yet. Zactix, I imagine that we're going to probably see calls for maybe a PSG player because of the impact they've obviously had with winning the Champions League. That's often a driving point. And I think you could quite easily look at any of their front three in that regard. And then obviously the usual names. Like Mbappe, I know it's been a bad season for Real Madrid, but Mbappe still scored a crazy amount of goals this season. I think that could keep him very much in the conversation. I think Salah is obviously going to be up there, but I mean, it's all much for muchness, really. I mean, I don't think there's going to be. I mean, I don't have anyone I particularly want to stake on. I think that it tends to focus on the narrative, and there's a lot that can change between now and then that might influence the eventual voting. I'm not going to talk to you, Pizza Pasta. You're already getting the loan move away that you wanted. Right, Karu's going to miss the next couple of games. Yeah, probably. So if Buffon is still around, De Gea will be too. I mean, yeah, but if you've got a choice of a 60-year-old Buffon or a 40-year-old De Gea, I am absolutely taking Buffon still. Right, Iker Alvarez, backup wages. See if we could get him an extra year in there as well. And then that can be our backup position sorted for ages. It means we can continually send our young goalkeepers out on loan to be regular starters. So that hopefully allows us. Right, so Mr. Moman, why not ask your director of football to suggest a few loans or free transfers in goal if it's just me? So Mr. Moman, we did that. So when we were looking at this earlier, there was one suggestion, a 23-year-old goalkeeper from Everton. It's the same thing. There's no point checking the other roles, because if you can't fill out suggestions of 3 here, there won't be any other suggestions if you go role specific. And as I say, I don't want to stand in the way of the development of young players, even players that aren't my own. So Lacquer, where can I get that player profile screen? I'm also using your skin too, not seen that one before. So this is not a publicly available skin, I'm afraid, Lacquer. This is available to patrons, but it is very much as you see. So it has problems. I've had to remove the bit here because that causes crashes. It's not perfect. I wouldn't recommend signing up to Patreon just for access to skins, but I think that as a whole part of the offering, it's a worthy set of perks that you can get. So Crudmo, Cured Meats. Crudmo is here. Hey, Crudmo has been having PC troubles, which is struggling to resolve. Apologies. No worries at all. So Dill's just lurking, doing some work and chores. Nobody wants to do chores in the morning. Chores need to be left for the weekend. Like for Saturday, you blitz them all, and then you try and ignore them as much as you can for the rest of the week. I mean, I don't have a dog to worry about or a wife, so I mean, I can be a little bit more laissez-faire in that regard. So Zermature, why get paid in meat when you can get soda, pizza, and crisps? It's a fair point. But I suppose if I was going to get paid in soda, pizza, and crisps, I'd want to be sponsored by them. So Buffon's son might be around. That could be an option. Right, Kari's not going to be part of the game. So Cole Palmer comes back in. We're going to run with... Sakari would have come in for this game. We're going to bring Kajustay in. We're going to bring in Monterisi once again. And we're going to bring in... Ironically, we're going to bring in Pizza Pasta at right back. Despite looking to loan him out. I think that should see us good for this game. So as I say, we need a win, and then we need so many results to go our way elsewhere that we're not going to worry too much about it. Aberdeen manager Jimmy Thielen is currently at Ajax, which is quite cool. We're going with the no pressure comment. We're going with I have faith. We are checking the opposition formation. So 4-3-3. Miley is the more attacking. Miley is more attacking on the left-hand side. So Roshan needs to pay attention to Miley. You pay attention to the other midfielder. That's Carlos Baleba. Bernatto is going to have to come back onto the defensive midfielder, Karpukas. And that should be the job done. And here we go. It's a snowy day in Milan. Early start, couple of chances. Nothing great happening so far. Maybe a highlight here though. Vitic tries to clear it. Theo intercepts. Now Theo driving down that left-hand side. Sends the cross in. Hey, can we get it? Golds? We can't. A couple of blocks last minute. And Barcola comes away. Now here is Suslov. Suslov is a player we looked at in the summer, I seem to recall. Or maybe even in January as an alternative to Arda Güler. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. So Doué for the Ballon d'Or. I think Doué would be a fabulous shout. I really enjoy seeing him. Whether he's been consistent enough, I don't necessarily know that he's quite ready for it yet. As Skamaka has a chance there, really should have scored. Tinas with the save. Triangles expects it's going to be Salah's year. I think it's a fair shout, but also, you know, the lack of impact on the continental stage, I think will hurt him. But we'll see as I say, I think we'll see narratives form play such a large part in the voting, I tend to feel. United Ultra says it was Salah and Rafinha for 5 months, then the last 2 months it's Yamal and Dembele. Flip-flop. Exactly that. So Laka asks, also, do you bring in staff or do you leave it to the director of football? I deal with coaching staff, but the director of football deals with the medical staff. I've also been dealing with scouts for the senior team as well, just to make sure that we have coverage of multiple countries. So Ryan's in. Welcome in, Ryan. How you doing, sir? Lovely to see you. The champions. You've got to show your reverence to the anthem. I won't show it to any other anthem, but to the European anthems, the Champions Leagues, the Conference League, and UEFA Cup. Absolutely. Hung-to-win mark specific players use because all champions do that. Exactly. Right, here's Palmer. He can't get the pass off to Theo breaking down the left. Now Suslov finds Miley. Here's the counter-attack for Ajax. Miley holds it up. Here's Hatto looking a little bit injured. Plays it back inside to Vitic. And now Shatalo has to go all the way back. Just coaxing us out. Nagalo plays it into Suslov. Can he get turn? Theo, he kind of did. And here it comes all the way over to Barcola, and we are 1-0 down at home in a game we need to win. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It has been all Milan up until now, but it's a good... is it a good attack? Suslov sends it forwards hopelessly. Pizza Pasta comes inside to have to deal with it, and Barcola is left completely unmarked. It's not a good attack. That is bad defending. But we're only a few minutes away from half-time, so we'll wait until half-time, and then we'll look to make the adjustments accordingly. Still plenty of time to go. So, realistically, it's going to make no difference if the results stay as it is. The most points we can get is 16. But we certainly don't want to find ourselves in a position where we could have made it through with a bye. And we haven't, because we've absolutely dropped the ball at home in a game we should win. So we're going with a whole round of keep going. That's our first area of concern there. We are going to bring on Ardagula for Mosconi. Swap them around with Palmer, so we can have hopefully Palmer coming underneath a little bit there. So Pizza Pasta came in to deal with it. There was already a defender there, and that left his man open. So I'm going to bring off Pizza Pasta. I'm going to make Hammer a wing back just to make him push forwards a little bit more. We've seen Hernandez get forward quite well. I'm reasonably happy in that regard. We're also going to bring on Reinders. So increase that tempo, some fresh legs on, hopefully the grip between their teeth. They're all motivated, so I don't need to say anything specific to them, and let's see how we go. We all know the Europa League theme is the best, isn't it just? Isn't it just? However, Ajax managed to acquire Barcola. Well, I mean, it is now what we are in 2033. So, I've never seen. I don't think I've seen Barcola become that good. Like, he's a good player, but never become world class. Here's Fernando coming away on the break. He plays it inside to Miley. Miley just goes past the player with ease, fires it in from distance. That is a warning shot. A warning shot there. We've had a couple of chances since we've made the changes, but nothing of any great quality. So let's see what happens here. We've got Palmer dropping deep. Palmer now plays it across out wide to Theo. Theo takes it down well, but then loses it out with a heavy touch. Suslov managing to get the ball earlier that started their chance. And they're going to send it forwards. Atabolo clears it only as far as Suslov. Suslov drives inside, then goes on the outside, completely beats Theo. And Theo, it's going to be like that then, is it? Oh, okay, that's all right. Right, we get away with it. Drop down to a fullback there. We're going to push you up. Going to pop you down. And we're going to bring on Bockers for Theo. He's one looking tired and obviously nearly just conceded that penalty. So we haven't seen much in terms of highlights for us this second half. So let's just try and drop the tempo a bit. So what with Eredivisie in your save, Palmer's at PSV, Barcola at Ajax, indeed. It's a popularity contest, the Ballon d'Or, that is. So if you look through some of the shouts on recent Ballon d'Ors, it's hilarious. Exactly that. But okay, those changes actually have done us for the worse. So let's drop that back down there. Let's try and stretch the play a little bit. We don't want to play out of defence anymore. Rocha is looking tired, but I don't really want to bring off a midfielder in that regard. So let's pop you in to box, get a little bit further forwards. You are on, stay wider, that's absolutely fine. Seen absolutely nothing from Skamakis. The last change there is Isaac. I'm going to drop down to positive, just see if that maybe helps us not rush it too much. We want to rush, but not over the top. Here's Isaac now on as a substitution. There we go.
Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when we score goals.
Boom, there we go. There's the response immediately as a substitute. Alexander Isak comes on, fires us 1-1. We still need another goal though. I don't want to see what's going on in the rest of the games, because let it be a nice surprise if we can do enough. Bokkers sends it into the area. Isak's with the header, just over. It would have taken something special from there. Indeed. So Physics asks, is there a way to use Moneyball without Excel? Yes, I mean, like the majority of the Moneyball clinic is done without Excel, kept within the game. So I recommend checking out those videos, especially the single episode ones. So if you exclude, say, the Chelsea, the Dortmund, and the recent Everton series, all of them are, I think pretty much all of them are done in some regards in game. So if you look at, say, Metz, Tottenham, Fluminense, I think are some very good ones to take a look at. DM Bases absolutely hates the heavy touch animation. I agree with you completely. Right, I'm disappointed. So, would we have made it? We wouldn't. Okay, so that's all right. The most points we could have got was 16, so that doesn't really make too much difference at the end of the day. But we've got to be pretty miffed with that. We gave away a penalty. We probably should have lost the game in that regards. But also, Ajax did score with their first shot on target. Well, their first shot in the entire game, and were very much second best for the majority of the game. But that's how football goes, right? So Scotland had Bonucci at third in maybe 2022 or something like that. That's perfect. I mean, there needs to be more votes for goalkeepers, to be fair. There absolutely needs to be goalkeepers and defenders. Get as many of them as you possibly can. We've made 500,000. Oh, and another 975 on top there. We've got ourselves a backup goalkeeper. That should be good. Hopefully that means we can lose some of the others as well. Send them on a course. Say hello. Oh, and we've got a break coming up. So welcome in the Wonderman. I'm very, very sorry. We're just about to head on a break for about 3 minutes or so. When we come back, though, we're going to play a little mystery mini game and then head on into the game against Roma. So let's see you guys in about 3 minutes. Right, we're back, and that means we're going to play a little bit of Missing 11. Now, if you guys haven't been in here before when we've played this game, don't worry, I'm going to explain the rules. We have a team from some game, some point in the history. I will reveal that team underneath me there, that big gap that says team, in a short while, and you've got to work out who was in the starting lineup. The numbers on the shirts there relate to how many letters are in the player's surname. It's a case of fastest fingers first. You do need to spell the player's name correctly, but you can use all uppercase or lowercase, a mixture. If a player's name has an accent in it, like one of those little grave accents over the E, if you include it, that's fine. If you don't include it, I'll still count that as well. Now, it is a case of fastest fingers first, so once it gets revealed, be ready. And there is a bonus point given out if you can work out what was significant about this game. So here we go. We are looking for the West Ham United lineup against Brighton in May 2022. Right, so do we have any thoughts as to who could possibly be in this team? So Necrosis comes in very, very quickly with Jarrod Bowen. Indeed, up there on the right wing, Medical Car correctly picks up Antonio as the starting striker. Quadmo has got Fabianski in goal, Soufal at right back, Rice in defensive midfield. The Quez has gone for Souček. Zerachul has picked up Fornals. Rich has been beaten on Bowen. Zerachul beaten on Kufal. Johnson, though, has got Cresswell at left back. Superb work. Do we have Dawson in defence? We do have Dawson in defence. We have Zuma. Fabulous work. Is that everyone that done that? Who we've got Lanzini picked up now as well? Who got their Lanzini? I can't see that. That is sensational work. I genuinely can't see. There, Zerachul picked up on Lanzini. Superb work. Superb work. And so we've got some guesses for the bonus point. Is it Rice's last Premier League game for West Ham, says Quadmo? The Medical Car asks the same thing indeed. And I mean, yes it is, isn't it? No, is it? Oh, I will have to double check. That is not what I'm looking for. It is not what I'm looking for, but if that is correct, which I think it might be, I will give a bonus point for that. But we will see. We will see. There is another significant players game of some sort. See whether we can work out who the other player could potentially be. Because yeah, I need to check where the finals there, and there it is. It's Zerachul. Zerachul has definitely got themselves a bonus point. It was Noble's last game. Johnson in there just a few moments after. We will, though, I will double check on Rice, and if it was his last game for West Ham, I'm going to ignore Premier League game, but if it counts as his last game, then Quadmo, you will also get a bonus point as well. Fabulous. Right, let's head on over to the game. We've got to press continue a couple more times before we pick up our game against Roma. So if we win this game, we go top of the league. Whilst we were in the break, Hernandez has picked up an injury for like 3 days, typically, which means that he should return just after this game. When we have had a chance to go top at various other points during the course of this season, we have shit the bed. We have laid an egg. Our defeat against Napoli, our defeat earlier on in the season, I think, against Cagliari as well, and someone along those lines.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
So it does say that Theo is okay, but he is still coming up as an orange injury. We've got 2 days there. Nuama's 1 day away as well. Zanotti has just returned as of this morning in the game. So let's get these guys all in. So that's Bocca's into the side.
Do I not like that?
Oh, fuck it. Do I not like that? Kawi comes back in. He's returned from injury. Mosconi, Gula.
We are in Champions League, man.
That was my next question.
Dong, come on.
And we are going to reward Alexander Isak with the start after his fabulous impact in the last game. So that should be the team we're going with. H.A. Boccas has been getting minutes here and there, but not a great amount. So Cromwell was suggesting that it could have been that the first match Zuma played where he didn't kick a cat A topical joke as ever, absolutely. Ryan, surely you can't get a point for that because there's other things that could be right that have been said. I don't care, I just rather Crodmo didn't get anything. Ryan, I mean, as much as possible, I try and beat Crodmo down as much as I possibly can. But considering that Rice was a very, very significant player for them as well, if it is correct, then I think that's enough to count. Immediately need to go in. Didn't do the opposition instructions, so let's get that. The more attacking of these midfielders appears to be Maciel. That's like 5 pixels further ahead. So Maciel is attacking on the right. That means Kari needs to pick him up. That means Rocha will pick up the attacking midfielder. Perfect. And Bonato will pick up Zaroli. It's already exactly as it was meant to be. How useful. So last Moyes game is a suggestion. That is could well be true indeed as well. Bocker's with the shot, an early chance. Safanov, very, very easy save. Probably questionable that he spilled it in the first place, but he got the job done. That's what matters. So Boldy's in, welcome in. Have you given the FM kit creator a go, Musterman? I find fresh kits after a few seasons helps. Like the FM kit creator is an absolutely wonderful tool. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. But I really don't care. I don't about kits in game. I really don't. It doesn't make much of a difference to me generally. Beautiful. So we have a red card after 20 minutes. We're going to pop Bonato into that spot behind the striker. So Arda Güler, we've bought him for 84 million euros, the most that I think I've ever spent in FM. He got 2 assists on his debut, missed a penalty. Anita Hammer's now just done something stupid. Palacios. Wow. Okay, I see how it is. What on earth was that, Anita Hammer? Bill Abre then cuts it to Palacios. The shot is pretty savable for Atabola. Atabola is diving before the shots even come in and just kind of thurs at it. And so, first shot of the game, Roma take the lead. Now, can they make it 2-0? Dasasi, Buabre's the target there. Monterisi, both is on a yellow card there. Beats Dasasi coming forward again, feeds Palacios. Oh my. I think we have conceded all 3 shots on target we've faced so far this stream. Oh my. Doesn't even die for it. A highlight straight away. What's going to happen here? Is me not making a change immediately after going to mean we're going to concede a third? Here's Mosconi. Cuts inside. Mosconi tries going it alone. Kari now takes shooting for distance. It's a great save from Safanov. That's what we need. Can we sign Safanov at half time? Nato to take the corner, going to swing it in. Monterisi is the target, but Zaroli gets it away. Palacios comes away with the ball. He's on for a hat-trick today. Here's Conti now. There we go. Right, we've told them all that we think they're a little bit shit. We've berated them. We'll get through to half-time. We've shit the bed again. How typical. Güler looks like a good signing. Yeah, 2 assists in his first game. Misses a penalty. Gets sent off. Oh dear, what a start. We're really scared to be on top. It's crazy. The keeper is a ghost. Beautiful football is being played right now, says Hungdaman. Everton's going to get an ice cream on by half. I'm going to have to cry into ice cream after the stream, without a doubt. So Ryan says, and Brighton getting their highest ever point total because that game isn't substantial. West Ham bias. I'd like to refund my subscription. By all means, Ryan. I mean, I was looking for a specific one. I'm happy for the arguments to be that Crodmo shouldn't get a bonus point. He might not still. So this is what happens with no Palmer, says Blue Lines. I mean, we had Palmer in the last game and we had a similar situation. JM, thoughts? What a beauty. What a beauty. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, JM. How are you, sir? How was your stream? Very, very kind of you to drop on by. If you're not following JM Thoughts, you most definitely should. There should be a lovely little heart icon. Thank you very much, Crodmo. Up in the top corner. Go spread some love. You guys have arrived at a fabulous time. We have a game in hand over Fiorentina. Well, Fiorentina are actually playing. Technically, we could have gone top on this game. And we are managing AC Milan. After 20 minutes, Arda Güler got himself sent off. And 33rd minute, Roma scored with their first shot of the game after our defender just kind of let the ball hit him. Just didn't really do anything. Just kind of the ball came towards him. He looked at it. It smacked him in the face. And then they picked up the ball and scored. Then they scored with their very second shot on target. A few moments later, we are falling apart. Absolutely collapsing. We are going to shout some mean words at them. Now, Monterisi's on a yellow card, so I'm going to ask him to ease off tackles, but he hasn't been the issue. Anita Hammer has. So we can bring on Pizza Pasta or Suki. In fact, right, Hasuki doesn't need to ease off tackles. Monterisi does. How we're going to deal with this, therefore, so we're only really attacking with 4 at the moment now that we've got Güler sent off. We could bring on Palmer. Or we can bring on Skamaka is more of a target. More of a target man. So let's go more direct. Let's stop passing out of the box. Let's pop him on as a target forward. Ask Bonato to kind of attack that space. We are going to swap these guys around. So you can be the deep lying playmaker on defend. You can be a defensive midfielder on support. You're allowed to take more risks. You're allowed to get further forwards. You can be the one who chances your arm a little bit. Drop our mentality as well. So see how we get on with that. See if we can maybe snatch something early in the second half and push forwards there. So Jam Thoughts, there's been this technical issue. I swear a technical issue. You now need to resolve by clicking up. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. The amount of times I pop into a stream, Bouabre in behind. Atabulu makes a save. Atabulu finally makes a save. You legend. The amount of times I've dropped into streams and then realised I haven't been following and been absolutely convinced I have. It's all Twitch's fault. I completely agree with it. Right, River have gone 1-0 up. Fabulous stuff. RJ beats Crodmo to the punch there. Poor defending, lovely finish. I mean, is that not the way of the Club World Cup so far? So Mr. Moment Man says, for some reason, usually win comeback after I lose a player from a red. I don't know why. My experience has been relatively similar in that regards. Generally, this edition of Football Manager, I've done quite well when down to 10 men, but not right now. Not right now. Everyone is absolutely exhausted, which is understandable. We're going to bring on Reinders for Kari, which is you're going on to an attack duty. You can pop onto support. We're going to bring on Cole for Mosconi. Bonato being right-footed can swing the ball in. Hasuki got himself a yellow card after we brought him on. So let's bring on Pizza Pasta at right back, and that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 changes so far. Right, we are going much more direct now. Just get it to the big man. And let's see. Let's say the game is lost. So anything from here is kind of a bonus, right? So Blue Lions, you don't like River. What's your issue with River Plate? So Luan asks, what leagues should you load for Moneyball Save? Probably going to start in the Championship /Prem. So I recommend focusing on the leagues that are going to be either geographically nearby or competitively similar. Oh, Cole Palmer. Oh, Cole Palmer. Absolutely guiltish of. So yeah, so the big 5, You probably then want to look at places where you might be signing players from. So maybe South America, you might want Brazil, you might want Argentina. And then it obviously depends on the ability of your machine. The more leagues you can load and put on full detail, the better. But it's going to be a judgment based on what your machine can handle. There we go. We said that we always shit the bed, and we shit the bed. We shit the bed hard. We weren't good enough. That is 2 disappointing results in a row. After a 5-0 demolition of Sampdoria earlier, Roma jump up into 9th. We hold position, so we are now 5 points behind Fiorentina, where we started the stream. Inter can jump ahead of us, though. That is, we might well be moving all the way back down to 3rd. Absolutely shocking. Shocking stuff indeed. And we don't have much time between games. Next up is a home game against Genoa. We should hopefully win that one. Transfer window should be closing as well. But we should have players back. We should have Nurama back. We should have Theo Hernandez back for the next game. There is Nurama. That's marvellous news. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. So sometimes I think I end up following people on different socials in Discord and end up in streams, but don't click for exactly that. And again, I was saying earlier on the stream is like, obviously I very much appreciate every single follow is brilliant, but you know, as long as people make it in and if they're following on other socials and they know when the streams are happening, then you know that it's not the be all and end all in that regards. I very much appreciate every single follow. But nowadays, you know, it's a bit like subscribing on YouTube. You don't need to subscribe on YouTube to kind of know when your favorite creators release a video, because the way the algorithm works with its recommendations, it knows whether you've been watching a lot of a person anyway. So when a new video drops, it's going to recommend it either way. We got our extra money for the sale of Elia Caprile. That's now a 75 million sale, which is beautiful stuff there. I mean, not that we need money. Our transfer budget is crazy. We've still got 141 million and 2 million euros per week free in our wage budget. So day basis, if your opponent goes down to 10 men, you're definitely losing. Oh, absolutely. Enjoying AC Milan. Well, it's been very, very up and down. We took over 2 seasons ago, well, 18 months ago. 4 seasons with IFK Mariehamn in Finland. Won the league back-to-back the last 2 seasons before popping to Darmstadt in the Zweite Bundesliga. Saved them from relegation, got them promoted the next season, and then back-to-back qualification for Europe before stepping down and taking over at Milan. Last season, we were runners-up in the league. It went down to the last game of the season, but it was always going to be a tough ask. We won our final game of the season, but we needed Inter to lose. That didn't happen. We then lost the final of the Champions League in extra time against Arsenal. And it's been a slow journey to trying to get them to play the way that I want them to play. We've bounced around. We are running with a diamond of sorts for the first 18 months or so. Started to move more towards this kind of box shape. It's just, it's not quite been fluid, and we've got a lot of room for improvement. That said, we sold 500 million euros worth of players at the beginning of the season. Let's suggest that's cool. We've got that deal there. Loan off of Papa and Richie. We can let those go. Isn't Richie on a thingy? What's it? Right, pizza pasta can go out. But yeah, I think we've got we have games like this, unfortunately, which kind of are just holding us back at the moment. But we won our first trophy in 4 years with the Super Coppa Italia, which is nice. It's nice. So Blue Lions, they're Argentinian. The Brazilian blood in you just doesn't like any Argentinian things. So it's not specifically River you hate. It's just Argentinian teams. I mean, there's a lot to love about some of the Argentinian teams. It's always some fun to watch. Consistent bed shitting, exactly. Consistent bed shitting. We shit the bed, not disappointed. I mean, once you get to a certain age, it happens, right? Isn't he on the development list? He's not. Probably because he came back on from a loan and we didn't pop him back on it. That would kind of make sense. Right, pizza pasta. hopefully get some first team football out at Aston Villa, which will be good. Fusari will get first team football out at Hellas Verona, which is also good. Those loan offers are there. Let's have a watch of the draw. Who are we going to get? Who are we going to get? So Luan asked, how many players approximately would you say would be detailed but not enough to break my PC? Right. Again, I don't know your PC capabilities, Luan. You've obviously got the indicator when you set up the game as to game speed. I find that once, like, get it to 1 star, and then once the very first time it pushes it down to half star, I've been absolutely fine with. I don't have the most powerful PC. I am currently running multiple programs while streaming as well. And we've got something like 110,000 players in the database at the moment. But you can always chop and change as the save goes on. So as you move clubs or as things change, you might decide you want to remove some leagues, add some new ones as well. You can be responsive. So even if you set it up and you feel like you got the setup wrong to begin with, you can amend it down the line. Right, Dortmund match 5. I haven't been paying attention to the draw whatsoever. There we go. The moment I pay attention, beautiful. We've got Dortmund. That feels like a pretty okay draw. Not the easiest, not the hardest. Saucy Sansit, welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. The quiz, maybe you're trying to fit a square into a circle. Quite possibly. So Gem thoughts you're in 2043, well into the land of mad regens. Oh, so yeah, we're now, we're 2033. There is a lot of regens, but we're at AC Milan, right? And what do AC Milan do? They sign old bastards. So we're not, the save isn't specifically about signing old bastards, but because we're at Milan, we felt it was appropriate. Right, Dortmund should be an interesting matchup. We've played them twice in the past, I don't think as us. That's not aligned properly. That's interesting. 2 draws. That's the history. Gonna be a tricky tie, but I think all those games look like they could have been tricky. Villarreal, Fiorentina, there were some very, very good teams in there. So Muffin Man, turning your underwear inside out saves time on washing, doesn't it just? I think we're well beyond that point though. We are currently at, I think I should include Football Manager on my CV. Just shy of 15 days. 15 days. That is 360 hours just for this save alone. Crazy. So, Jem thoughts you found a guy called Wallace Hallgrimsson, who's an Icelandic Brazilian wonder kid. Oh, marvellous. Marvellous. That is a combination you don't get to see enough of. There just aren't enough Icelandic Brazilians out there. Right, let's make sure he's on the list as well. So Richie's out on loan. These are all young players that don't really matter too much. I don't think any of them... so Richie might have a future with us. We were looking through it a little bit the other night, on Saturday. Richie might have a future with us, but the majority of our youth team probably aren't. So I'm not really worried. We'll farm out on loan. Maybe some opinions will change once they've had a chance to develop a little bit with some game time. But I'm not convinced. Right, Bajic, we've got an offer. It's taken a year to get an offer for Bajic. Are we about to sell him right at the death? That would be amazing. It's a great name. Wallace Hallgrimsson is a phenomenal name, isn't it? Abbas was playing Man City. No. Marv's in. Welcome in, Marv. How are you, sir? Lovely to see you, my dude. How have you been? Right, Bajic, sold. Beautiful stuff. Get out of here. Empoli have offered a contract to this guy. Manuel Savini is a centre-back that can't head, can't play any other positions, can't pass, can't control the ball. They reckon that he is going to be a Serie A central defender in the future. I'm not convinced. There was nothing that made me want to give him a new contract before now, so I'm not particularly interested in giving him a new contract now. Reject offers for our 16-year-old striker. Savini's rejected that contract for Empoli anyway. Perfect. So Ryan, my culture is not your costume, Mr. Wallace. There's a Brazilian you found called William Wallace. No connections to Scotland. You've got to love Brazilian names. I mean, William Wallace is a fine name. I'm always got a soft spot for for Credence Clearwater Kutu, purely because his parents named him after Clearance Clearwater Revival, but decided not to add the Revival into his name. Like they went, Credence and Clearwater are perfectly fine, but Revival, that's a step too far. Step too far. Bugger off, Lil. So Marv's all good. Learning how to make aioli. It's silly easy, it turns out. It is indeed. Mince up some garlic, add it to some mayonnaise. I know it's a little bit more than that, but the only problem you have there is that, what's the best way I can put it? It's still oily eggs. Regardless, no matter what you add to your mayonnaise, it's still mayonnaise. So where's Big Pineapple these days? I mean, we always need a bit of Big Pineapple. Always need a bit of Big Pineapple. A damn bassist went to school with a William Wallace. That's incredible as well. I mean, it's got to be a common name, but surely there comes a point where you go, my surname's Wallace, we're not going to name our child William for obvious reasons. Right, so they want Tommaso Profundi. We signed him for 11 million. Good the first season. Not necessarily being quite as good this season. I'd be willing to sell him. Not now. We can't replace him. Our transfer window's closed. But I'd be willing to sell him for like 35. Actually, look. There we go. We don't need to worry about that. We'll pop back with a non-negotiable offer. And they withdraw their bid. That's what I kind of expected. So, Luan, you've gone with a large database, 93,000 players. That should be good. I hope it goes well for you, Luan. So, Triangles, one of your favourite regen names you found was a bloke called Radamel Falcao Prescott. That's pretty incredible. That is pretty incredible. Pineapple Pizza, your regen DM bassist, he's out on loan. We did that. Maybe that was Thursday last week. So Pineapple Pizza, he's gone out to Celta Vigo, where he's getting regular game time, which is the main thing. Obviously, we bought in Skamaka, so we've got Skamaka and Isaac up front right now, but they're both old. They're not going to be here for long term, so we want to make sure that we have our young players getting game time. Like Alvarez comes into the squad. That's marvellous there. So hopefully Alvarez doesn't play at all over the next 4 years. But that's a bit of insurance. Yeah, that's not anything major there. So our next game is the quarterfinal of the Coppa Italia against Genoa. A part of me doesn't want to play reserves in this because would like to win. But let's give it a go anyway. So Doner Kebab in, Monterisi, Doner Kebab and Hasuki in. No, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Because he's tired, we're going with Theo. We'll have Reinders and Kari in midfield. We'll give Rocha a rest. Nuama will come on at some point in that game. That's fine. Kerem's going to make the lineup. Ardagula's about to be suspended, so we'll have him play for this game. Because we won't be able to. We'll have fewer options for replacing Carl Palmer. Okay, actually, there is no one who's not fit in the lineups. There we go. We can bring Bockers in. And let's see how we get on. It'd be nice to bounce back in this game. So Marv, you're not using eggs with your aioli. Interesting. How are you making mayonnaise without eggs? Interesting. So Ryan, in all of your 321 heart saves you've done, you had your best first season, but my worst second season. Can't figure out why I've dropped all the way down to 7th. That's frustrating. That is very frustrating. Right, where is the hands on hips? I can't say I want an improvement from you with my hands on hips, so we'll do it with a pointed finger. Here we go. Play well, play well, play well. Let's work on our marking. Michelini attacking from the left-hand side is the more attacking there. So, Michelini... I mean, actually, it bounces up anyway in a 4-3-3. Michelini, Kamara, Alonso. Here we go. Let's bounce back. It's what we need. So, was William Wallace painted blue? So, you were also dealing with a Fergus Ferguson today. Because creative naming is hard. Fergus, I mean, that's just cruel, isn't it? That is enough of a reason for people to call child services on his parents. I mean, probably many years ago, the boat has now sailed. But Fergus Ferguson, really. So William Wallace, Paisley's only positive impact on Scotland. What date should you sim to in order to make sure there's data on all the players? Luan, I would recommend simming to the end of the first season. So if you're planning on playing in England, the Gulas fires straight at it. Absolutely shocking goalkeeping from, is it Luca Canizares? I feel like it's Lucas Canizares there. So Arda Güler redeeming himself by getting rewarded with a goal for a pretty shit shot. Yes, Lewin, so if you're planning on playing England, sim right up until the Monday after the last game of the season. So you're probably going to be looking at late May. That's what I tend to do. Red App, welcome in. Lovely to see you as Kevin fires us 2-0 up. That's... Oh, look, the flag was down. Don't you even think about it. That was fine. Perfectly timed. No doubts. No doubts whatsoever. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. So Marv, it's just, you're just crushing garlic into a paste. See, never in doubt that. Never in doubt. That might be the most Scottish name there is, Fergus Ferguson, apart from Hamish McTavish. I mean, so Fergus Ferguson's is the 90s, so that ship has definitely sailed. My game sounds are on, thank you. Thank you very much. They're off now. Oh, all because of that Champions League draw. Thank you, and Red App as well. Mad Echo, I do apologise. There's my headache. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It probably doesn't help as well that I've got the fan on full as well. So you've got that kind of hum ringing as well. I am very sorry, very sorry for deafening you all. Segula is either a god or utter rubbish. Exactly. This is silly. We have scored 5 goals against Sampdoria, 3 currently against Genoa. We played better against Ajax. We absolutely threw it away against Roma. It's very up and down. Very up and down. Arda Güler now with the corner, looking for an assist. Hasuki heads it over. And this is, I mean, this is going to very much, well, I was going to say boost our XG. It's in the cup anyway, right? So.
Oh, you beauty! What a head, son! What a head!
Oh, Quantify. Welcome in, Raiders. You absolute gent. How was the stream, Quan? Lovely to see you, my dude. Now, Quadmo, do you mind doing the honours and giving the good man a shout out? If you don't follow Quan, you should also be doing so as well. There should be a lovely little heart popping up in a few moments because he is an absolute gentleman. Another in the... Skamaka scored. We won't play a song because I'm saying some nice things about Quan right now. Another in the right area of England, the proper parts of England. None of that northern malarkey. You know, we've got to stick together, us Southerners. Lovely to see you, my dude. How are you doing? How's the stream? We've got big slated suits in. Marv is going to have his second Solero of the day. That's a fine choice. I was tempted to get some Calippos with my Sainsbury's order, but just went for big tubs of ice cream that I will gorge my way through in due course. I'm happy with the number of shots. Let's go. So Raiders, welcome in. We are currently in our 10th season overall, but our 2nd season with AC Milan. And we have had a pretty topsy-turvy ride so far. We started today's stream winning 5-0 against Sampdoria, putting ourselves in a position to jump up into top spot in the league if we win our game in hand. Our game in hand was away against Roma, who themselves have only just been promoted back to Serie A. We got a player sent off after 20 minutes and lost 2-0. And now we are absolutely dragging our balls over the face of Genoa. Right, what changes do we make? We want to bring on Nuama so that he's back up to fitness. Pardon me. Winders and Car is fine. Bokkers, we want to get up to fitness. We want to get Doner Kebab up to fitness as well. So will that be Hasuki or Monterisi? We will give no, it won't be either of them. It's going to be Bjorn Rudd that we bring off. Red Bear hair's about to come off. So DM Base, you forgot to buy anything like that earlier, and I really regret it. That is a poor mistake, DM Base. I would expect better. Southerners unite. Exactly. So what type of ice cream? Do share. So it's very boring. It's standard. It's a salted caramel and like a triple chocolate. Big tubs of both. They should cover me over the next couple of days. Realistically, there's probably like 6 servings in there. Oh, Lamine has denied the goal because Richie Omawara is offside. Yeah, I think that they should probably count as 6 servings, but like half a tub is a reasonable dessert, right? I wonder why I'm fat. Right, Atbola claims the cross. Genoa seem to have started the second half quite brightly, but I mean, it's 4-0. It would take something quite ridiculous for us to throw this away here. If we concede 3 in the second half, it's not the end of the world. I will act like it's the end of the world, but it's not. Right, here's Winders. Finds Kari. Kari into pressure. Has to go back to Doner Kebab. He's going to play it out to Monterisi. Kari now. Nuama, can he get there to the loose ball? He can. Nuama plays inside to Monterisi. The cross comes in. HJ Bokkers is there and blazes it over. It was on his weaker foot, but to get that much lift from 8 yards out is quite something. Bokkers has picked himself up a yellow card, so we're going to ease off tackles here. Are we? Do we have our other left back? No, Navarro's not back from injury yet, so that's not that. We're going to bring on Kajuste for Kari, so we'll pop Reinders in the more playmakery role. We're going to bring on Benato for Kerem. And let's just drop down to positive. Just reduce some of that intensity. We scored a goal. I missed the goal. Boom, Skamaka gets his second. Skamaka's missed some big chances for us so far. Good to see him. Hopefully a little bit of confidence will do him the world of good as Tagliabue concedes the penalty. Does Skamaka get the penalty? I'm going to leave it up to them. They are adults. They can work this out. And by the way, Berlin Bus 10, thank you very much for the follow earlier. Very much appreciated. Arda, there we go.
Together, clap your hands, save me. Storm goes AC Milan.
So it's Arda Güler that gets the penalty. He's got his hat-trick. He gets to atone for his missed penalty the other day. So that all works out nicely. Bokkers is tired. We'll bring on Theo for the last 10 minutes. Do Genoa have something in this? Can they get a consolation goal? Elliot Harris, thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated, my dude. Bokkers can't get it clear. Murray now. Murray into the corner. Finds Lamine. No, he doesn't. Arda picks it up. And that's the danger gone. So good to have some. Oh, we've got a goal. Could you say?
got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese got me turning Milanese when we score goals.
Oh, that will do nicely. I do apologise. Essentially, what's happened is we've scored a load of goals, and I've fallen miles behind on chat as a result. So, Dean Base has got Iron Brew, which is the priority, but I think Calippo's or similar would have helped with the headache, as you reckon it's heat related. That first day in a year where the heat really picks up, oh my god, the headaches I have, like cold is the solution. Like ice creams, McFlurry. A McFlurry is the greatest single cure for a headache that exists out there. I swear by it. Absolutely swear by it. And that's probably why I'm not a doctor. So get a tub of Halo Top. It's only 400 calories a tub. That seems reasonable. What? I'm not familiar with Halo Top. So I need to get myself some AKT and Halo Top. Sorry, you're going to be stuck whilst I'm doing my admin now and writing this down. Thank you. Cool. Right. Okay. That's a good response to the disappointing result. Our next game is going to be against Sassuolo. Sassuolo, a team that we have struggled against, but we did beat big earlier on this season. Was it 5-1? No, it wasn't. It was 2-0. We did not beat them big. Maybe we played. Oh no, I remember. This was when we moved to the 4-3-3, but as a diamond. And actually, we played a little bit shit, but we played less shit than the game against Bologna, where we were absolutely atrocious. That's how I measure things in terms of degrees of shitness, rather than in terms of degrees of quality. There's too many goals for my liking. It's crazy. We don't overperform XG where I'm from. This is the problem, is we've saved all our overperformance for like 2 games, which is a huge problem. Now we will go back to our normal throwing things away when it really matters. And like this game against Sassuolo has us losing 2-0 written all over it, for sure. Almost for sure. As Zeratul, it's almost winter time to need to fatten up. Exactly. Okay, our reserve goalkeeper is now injured. Good signing there. We've loaned out one, we've sold the other goalkeeper now, so we don't actually have a goalkeeper. When will I learn? When will I learn? So DM Basis says that Halo Top isn't that nice, but still. I've written it down now, so when I buy it, I am blaming you if it's not nice. Natural salesman, indeed. The Quez, Quan hates it too, almost like cheating overperforming XG. I mean, you've been here like virtually every stream, Quez. You know that we don't do that often. We don't do it often, let's be fair. You hate consolation goals. Like, is losing 7-1 actually better than losing 7-0? I mean, Brazil did and haven't lived down the ridicule since. Conceding a consolation goal is great, right? Because that's just a little bit less in terms of bonuses that we need to pay out. It counts for something. Orion, heat. You're freezing now. How on earth are you freezing? What temperature is it up there? It's 29 degrees centigrade in your room, Quan, whilst you stream. I deliberately keep my thermometer completely out of sight whilst I stream, because it is very, 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 very warm. And I think if I can see what temperature it is, I'm going to probably like build myself up into a panic. It is bad enough as it is right now. I've got the little desk fan. I've got another fan over there. When we go on the next break in about 10-15 minutes or so, I will be running upstairs and sitting in front of the aircon for the 3 minutes. It's far too much. Cry's going to hit 30 by the weekend. That's what I was saying. I'm not going to survive. DM Basis, it's 22 outside. Your flat is warm, so I think it would have been close to 27, 28 inside. Probably not a lot for some. Oh, that is sticky. That is horrendous. 27, 28 is far too much. Like Quan's 23 outside, 6 degrees hotter in the room. Exactly. Orion doesn't feel the heat at all. Is it not really windy in Perth? This is I need to move up north. As much as I was talking about southern solidarity, I do need to move up north. Flats are always hotter, particularly if you're upstairs. Very true. It's been really dry heat in Scotland as well. So even when you had the rain of the weekend, it was still boiling with no breeze. That is awful. That is what you don't really want whatsoever. So Ryan, it's currently 12 degrees. I am so jealous. So jealous. Right, we have a mini game. Not just do we have a mini game redeemed, but we have a Knight of Knee here as well. Welcome in, my dude. Welcome in. Lovely timing. We're about to head on over and play a round of bingo. Let's play a round of bingo. So if you guys haven't played bingo before, I will explain the rules to you. Really straightforward. So if you pop on over to the link that I tried to paste into chat, but there we go. Paste it into chat now. You will have a lovely little link which will take you to the playfootball.games website. The way this works is every single player gets a unique bingo card with different clubs or managers or players or competitions on them. 16 squares. All of us then get the same list of 60 players, 60 players, and we've got to try and match those players to the squares. Sometimes a player will match multiple squares. Sometimes a player will match 0 squares. We've got 10 seconds maximum per player to work it out. Once you lock in a square, you can't undo it. You can't put another player in that spot. So you want to be careful that you are going to get it right. I say be careful because, I mean, I'm not careful. I often do things and then regret it, usually by the very next player that comes out. But that's half the fun. So we'll give it just over a minute for people to sign up, and then we'll pop on into the game. So Night of Knee, it's 24 Celsius here, and it's now 12 to 9. Indeed, well, you're Portugal, aren't you? So we're the same time zone. 24. It's telling me I can't see the thermometer inside. It's telling me it's 22 degrees outside. Thankfully, Microsoft loves to tell me the weather down in that bottom left hand corner. But yeah, it feels much more murky than that. So day and basis, it's not that it's not nice really, but it's marketed as a low calorie ice cream, and stuff that's low calorie just is never as good as the full fat version. It's perfectly nice, but not Ben and Jerry's. Oh, that's fair. To be fair, I've never been a big fan of Ben and Jerry's. I find it quite like terse. That's not really a word for describing food, but it feels like work to get through. Controversial opinion, I know. So Quan's got a shoot off. No worries. Thank you very much for dropping by, my dude. Have a wonderful evening. Right, that is that minute up. So I'm about to press start over on the bingo. So check out your browsers. Make sure you're there to follow along, and let's play a round of bingo. So Ryan agrees on the Ben and Jerry, overrated. See, I get how people like it, but yeah, just never quite done it for me. Sadly, never quite done it for me. Oh, we've got some new ones here. We've got goalkeeper as an option. That's something I haven't seen before. All right, so I'm going to skip through a couple of these, and then we will see. We've got Matches Tell. Matches Tell. I'm going to just go nice and easy with France there. El Hadj Diouf. We will play him with Senegal. I don't think any of these other ones he meets. Paul Gascoigne. Paul Gascoigne famously won the World Cup with England all those years that they won the World Cup. And he was a goalkeeper. So we can play that one as well. So David Ginola. Was Ginola in the squad for France in the World Cup? A genuine question. I don't know. Not feeling Calvert-Lewin or Ross Barkley for any of these that we've got here so far. Akraf Hakimi. Sadly, there's not a Champions League. Champions League would have been lovely to see right there. But, yeah, well. So DMB gets what you mean as well. It's got a bit of a different consistency to it, but I enjoy it. Exactly. It's just, there's nothing, it's not bad, just not, I don't find that it's worth the additional cost, I think is probably the politest way I can put it. Quez, to be able to take that seriously, I think you have to state what tastes of B&G you have tried. That's a fair point. A very, very fair point. Now, naturally, as someone that hasn't enjoyed Ben & Jerry's when I've tried them, I don't then try them again and again, right? So I know they've got funky names like fish food and stuff, but because I don't buy them regularly, because I didn't really enjoy it, I couldn't tell you what the names of the flavors are. It's been a long while since as well. So, yeah, the honest answer is I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had Ben & Jerry's because I didn't really enjoy it. Sorry, I know that's not very helpful. Not even remotely helpful. Also, I've really not been paying attention. I've been I still don't necessarily know half of the thingy what's on my board. Westerkellenberg, Stecklenburg, maybe even. Feel like you might have been at Rome for a while. Nesta, we're going with Euros. Just going on vibes now. I've paid so little attention. I mean, I've still got 30 players left, but I'm just like, I want to get this done now. I don't know Marseille players. I don't know Lyon players, unless it's going to be Juninho Pernambucano and Didier Drogba. I've probably got no hope on those ones at all. Claudio Bravo, we're skipping there. Joachim Anderson. Joachim Anderson could have played for Lyon, right? He has now. Brian Laudrup, Jonathan David, Alfonso Davies. With Robin at Bayern, right? Maybe. Zalewski, I'm not feeling good on. Blaszczykowski, I associate with German football. Frank de Boer, I associate with winning the Copa America. Ronald de Boer, lovely, one after the other. Lucas Paqueta, I don't know. Did he win the Copa America with Brazil? No, Brazil haven't won it for a while, right? Adriano, Luka Jovic. Jovic spent some time at like Benfica. He went Real Madrid and Milan. Okay, Brazilian Milan. There we go. That's one I can definitely play. Enrico Chiesa will skip. Pedro Ospina. Has Colombia won the Copa America during Ospina's time? I doubt that. Kurt Zuma. Which teams in France did he play for? We're saying he played for Marseille. Yeah, let's go for it. Renato Sanchez at Benfica. Nemanja Matic with Simeone. And then the next South American we're going to say has won Copa America. There we go. There we go. It is pricey indeed. Oh, the shame on your results, says the Knight of Knee. Likewise as well. I very much was throwing during the course of that process. So Cronmo panicked, was running out of players and fucked it on the last guess. Still sensational. We've got Cronmo out in the lead. Ahead with one more correct guess. 15 out of 16 is sensational. Then we've got 14s for Matt Johnson, Draw, FMGNG. Sensational work. Just pushing Rich Sun and Triangles out of the top 5. Really poor from DM Bassist, he says. Paquetá was Brazil and Milan. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know that Paquetá was at Milan. Was Paquetá at Milan? Crazy. Dida definitely was Brazil and Milan. Costa Curta, Nesta, Zuma, Matic. I mean, I'm to be honest, I'm surprised that. Okay, no, I did know Sanchez played for Benfica. I was right with Stekelenburg. I'm a bit surprised. I thought that Davis and Robin might not have crossed paths, and I can never remember when teams won the Copa America. So pleasantly surprised with Julio Cesar there. But we have a bingo. We have a bingo, and that is Zeratul with full mark. Sensational work, sir. Sensational work. Medical card did better than you thought, despite skipping many African players before realizing it was an option on the board. Oh, that is frustrating. That is frustrating. Right, cool. That is perfect timing as well, because we've got a break coming up. And then when we're back, we can go into our game against Sassuolo. So I will see you in about 3 minutes.
Oh, fucking... Do I not like that?
Honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
I'm European champion, so I'm not one of the bottle. I think I'm a special one.
You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand. You are an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
I mean, let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned. You know, but I ain't spending any time on it because in the meantime, every 3 months, a person is torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
We're back. My word. I think you saw me there just kind of staring off into the distance as well, because the prospect of moving from where I currently am in the heat is like, oh my. We are ready to head straight into the game against Sassuolo. So let's go on in and do that. Changes. Hernandez comes in. Rocha comes back in. Palmer replaces the suspended Goulet as well. Do we give... Yeah, let's bring Nuama straight back into the starting lineup as well. He is our top goal scorer. We've missed him whilst he's been away. No vape tricks for the camera. I don't know vape tricks. I know how to satisfy that urge, and that is about it. That is literally the entirety of my repertoire. That's the no pressure one, isn't it? That's the no pressure. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. Gonzalez is the more attacking, so he's on the left, onto our right here. I want you to take the midfielder that's going to more likely to come forward, which means you have to mark the attacking midfielder. Divine Gabriel is a sensational name. Now that means you get the other defensive midfielder, Tygo Land. My word. Who are these players? Tygo Land, a real player, a deep line playmaker, now 27. So he would have started the game aged around 17. It's kind of been a bit part player, but Tygo Land is a sensational name. And Divine Gabriel, a Nigerian loaned from Marseille, joining permanently. 4 goals, 3 assists. Not that special for a 25-year-old. But that is a good set of names. Whilst we're in here, we're going to go in hard on their fullbacks. Carboni's tired. Going to go in hard on Pinamonti. He's tired. Pirozzi is not match fit. So let's see how we get on. We do not want to hear about your satisfying your urges, young man. Sadly, you're going to anyway. You're going to anyway. At DM basis, you two are about to play Sassuolo in the Europa League. They still have Pinamonti. They do. Pinamonti. We even were considering. I was quite excited by Pinamonti in real life. I thought that he was going to be the next Sassuolo striker to make the step up. Obviously, after Scamacca, Raspadori, Berardi, and he's been a little bit disappointing. I feel like. Here's Palmer. Feeds Scamacca against his former club. Scamacca. Scamacca gets in behind against his former club, and Cambaggio gets a hand to it, but can't get enough on it to stop it from hitting the inside of the post and nestling into the back of the net. 1-0 up. That's a good start. A good start. You can never go wrong with the old goats. Did he just do the robot? Did he now? It's one of those small little touches that I have to say I am quite fond of. As Scamacca looks to make it 2-0, he'll be coming off, unfortunately, at half-time because of that knock. But they have added a whole load of goal celebrations, which are quite cool and fun when they do pop up. Sadly missed it. I'll have to... How far back can you go to clip something? Someone needs to clip it if he did do the robot. So Ryan, when looking at older players that have amazing statistics, how do you decide if it's worth paying their complete value? For example, does it make sense to diminish what I'm willing to pay by a percentage of their value if every year they're older than my usual signings? Not sure if that makes sense. So you're always going to be making a risk assessment as to whether you feel like the money you're paying out is worth potentially not being able to sell them on. But at the same time, any signing you make comes with a risk of them losing value whilst at the team. Or even ending up in a situation where they leave on a free transfer anyway. So ultimately, it's kind of just a personal decision. Like Scamacca at 15 million euros sounds like quite a lot for a 34-year-old player, 34 years old. But when we were trying to find strikers that had worse performance than him, but more potential, and we were getting rejected at 25, 30 million euros, it kind of feels like it works for what we're looking to do. So between the Isaac and Scamacca themselves, that Isaac came in on a free. We sold Elena Kana. We've kind of replaced that, but we might then need to spend again down the line because of it. it's never going to be perfect, but we think that we're going to make potentially 50, 60, 80 million euros from like the Champions League. We'll make money from competitions. We're going to make money from merchandise as well. You can work it out. You can break it down in really, really specific chunks like that. But I think you can also just kind of do it on gut instinct, if that makes sense. Hands on hips, hands on hips. Let's step up a gear. I think you can be better. I think you can be better. Let's see if we can get a second goal. Be nice just to maybe give us a little bit of space. Sassuolo haven't had a chance. Well, they've had one chance. It was the first chance of the game and nothing much since that point. So if we can kind of stay in the ascendancy, maybe get ourselves a cushion before they score with their inevitable first shot on target, that would be quite nice. Here's Rocha into Isak. Isak back to Hasuki. Onto Risi. Monterisi releases Nuama. Nuama down the right. Sends a cross in. Isak. Oh, it's a great save from Cambadio from point blank range. You really, really would have hoped for Isak to score there. Theo's going to take the corner. Monterisi's the target, but can't quite get there. Palmer loses out to Chiombo. Gets it back again. Winders from the edge of the area. Takes a wicked deflection on the way through. Behind for another corner. Ease of tackles. What do you think about FM Data Labs as an addition to your skin? So as I've said, I think ease of tackles, to someone that asked earlier as well. FM Data Labs is a wonderful tool. I think there's a lot of to be praised about it. Now, naturally, the whole reason why I make the skin is to try and keep as much as possible inside the game as possible. I don't use FM Data Labs, so I can't make any judgment on it, but I love the idea, and I think it's a very good and noble project. Right, we're going to bring off Nuama because he is returning from injury. So Mosconi, Zanotti's on. We're trying to get him back from injury. See if we can get that second goal. So it's not massively different to using Excel. It's a useful tool if you want to. What it offers beyond Excel, that's got to be pointed out, is the fact that you don't need to know how to use Excel, which is a massive boon. You can do the same things inside. Like you could potentially set up a Google Sheet and create scripts in there rather than creating it in Python. So its delivery method could well be done inside Excel or some kind of sheet software. But yeah, I think there is massive value in being able to have something that can be usable by a wide range of people. Right, our last change is going to be Beneto for Kerem. Drop down to positive, but increase the tempo. Tell Bockers that I have faith in him. He doesn't respond. What's going to happen in the last 10 minutes? Can we get that second? Or are we going to see an absolute gut punch as Pinamonti finds Kayombo and Sassuolo are on the counter-attack? Kayombo down the right-hand side. Plays it back to Pirozzi. Over the top, Kayombo's in behind. Kayombo to Gabriel. There we go. Divine Gabriel. We said he hasn't had a great season. He hasn't had a great season. And there is the sucker punch. The sucker punch. Oh, bugger. Bugger indeed. A lot more plug and play, as the curse says. Exactly. Right, Ryan's got ahead. No worries at all. Thank you very much, my dude, for dropping by. Have a lovely evening. So DMBase is still not great at using data and analysing things, though, so you mostly use the templates or whatever they were called, which were good. Fuck it, I'm not playing. I should be paying attention to the last 10 minutes of the game. I wasn't. By the time that I was, it's... well. Another disappointing result, and that's a bugger because I was going to end after that game, but I don't want to end on a low note. So let's see if we can respond away against Dortmund, shall we? This has been a rotten set of games, but that's all right. We scored massively against Sampdoria, crazy against Genoa, and then we concede far too many goals that we shouldn't have. What isn't Atabolo's figures like? He is apparently conceding less than expected, so I can't criticise him too much. I want to criticise him a lot, but I shouldn't be. Skamaka should be back in time for the next game. Cool. Okay, so to Dortmund, away from home against Dortmund. Set ourselves up hopefully for a good, strong home second leg. If we can get a win there, that would be quite nice. So yeah, wasn't aware of the fact that it was already bought up. No, that's all right. Used in your Moneyball skin save and it's helped down potential targets. Exactly. Oh, dear and basis, that was divine. It was not divine. It was not divine at all. I think that's what we call the commentator's curse, indeed. So it's 2-0 to River Plate. Awesome. Hugh went down for a drink. Wife was watching top 30. What the fuck Eurovision moments? I mean, what is that? Just a compilation of weird acts? Because I mean, like, isn't the appeal of Eurovision is that you'll have a handful every year of novelty acts, right? Who's Hugh? Who's Hugh indeed? Who is Hugh? I mean, we knew we needed to get that second goal, so I'm not like surprised in any regards. But we are throwing it away once again. I should really learn. I should have a stream schedule whereby as soon as we hit a loss, we take that as a hint that we're on a dip, and end the stream, come back the next day so that we can get the nice good luck modifier throughout. Right? That should be the way that we ride it. Hugh Laurie, your doctor for all your ailments. What a fine choice. What a fine choice. The house doctor. Who's on first? Cool. Okay, we have no goalkeeper. That's what we need. No worries. It doesn't make much difference because we've been conceding most of the shots on target anyway. So we could probably put a scarecrow in goal and have a relatively similar output. Oh, for Christ's sake. So we are the winners by Lithuania in 2006. I mean, what was particularly notable? What was particularly what the fuck about we are the winners? Dan Bass, I still think that's your favourite comedy bit of all time. I mean, always a classic. Lanky Buffalo's in. Evening, first time watching the stream now. Well, welcome in. It is. You have chosen a fabulous time. It's all going to pot, sadly. So the second spot is the true legend, the Ukraine one with the flashy costumes from 2007. I can't say I've watched Eurovision in recent years, but I don't remember anything. Like it's there and it goes in and it's forgotten relatively quickly thereafter. And there was a year where Ireland had a turkey. Right, Ika Alvarez will make his debut whilst injured. Navarro comes back onto the bench. Arda back into the starting lineup. Isaac to start. Kari back in. Oh, this is going to be brutal, isn't it? This is going to be brutal. I forget the opal fruit. The opal fruit is irrelevant, indeed. Zealand had a great outkeeper that saved a penalty for him once. Maybe you could just scout the club for someone with gloves. Very true. Dustin the Turkey, that's the one. That was the one. Right, let's go with what's been suggested, what's recommended there. Kadlich is on his side. Manu Kone is on your side. Defensive midfielder is on your side. Cool. Here we go. Here is the moment to turn things around. It starts with Monterisi's throw-in. Gets it back from Nuama. Finds him again. Monterisi driving into the box. Monterisi. That is what we needed. Right, one goal, one shot, one goal. Can't be complaining now, can I? Oh, here we go. Booker in. Theo reads it. Theo launches forwards. Can we get a second early on? Theo drives in. Izzet gathers. Crosses it to Kari. Shot blocked. Theo back into the box. And it's clear by Kone. I remember to turn the sounds off, Crodmo. I remember to turn the sounds off. And remember to turn the background music back on. It's a couple of good chances. Ardagula now from distance. Youngdahl gets across, puts it behind. Remember, if a draw away, Nuama's taken pulled ligaments. What do you mean? It's pulled ligaments, but he could be fine. It's not pulled ligaments then, right? Like, if there's one thing it can't be, I mean, it can't be a broken leg. Yeah, okay, that's not as bad as perhaps it looks. Here's Rios now. Rios into Kone, well read by Monterisi. Rocker now to Kerem. Kerem tries to wriggle through a gap that isn't there, and now Bino Gittins down the left-hand side will drive forwards, try and get the ball across. He finds Pacho. Pacho has to turn away from pressure. Gets it back from Danny. Ball over the top. That's a lovely ball. Kadlic can't get the final touch on it. Here's Bino Gittins. Bino Gittins creates the angle. Bino Gittins with the equaliser. That's okay. As I said, we expect to concede every shot on target in this game. But if we can get a draw, that would be absolutely brilliant. If we can get a win, that would obviously be ace. We've got the home leg to come. So I'm not too fussed about that. We keep on creating chances. Let's just see if we can score. Nuama drives into the box. Kari from the edge of the area. It's a good save by Youngdahl. Oh, Youngdahl does well to push it over. Kari denied from 12 yards out. Kerem will take the corner. Theo's the target. No, Bjorn Rod rises off the bar and over. The chances are racking up now. Pulled ligaments. It's like COVID. Just a hoax. Exactly. Sounds like your assistant is pulling your leg. Pulling his leg. Oh, now he's got a thing. Now he's got a thing. Well, cool. Mosconi on. It will be pulled ligaments, won't it? So amazing. We see it. We're like, okay, cool. I'll wait for. So we get the note. I ignore it. We then see it's gone to orange. We go. It's 2 minutes till half time. And as I'm saying that, it becomes red. I've made a mistake, haven't I? I've made a big old mistake. Ah well. Right. Keep on going. Right, Hasuki's coming off. Anita Hammer is coming on. So we can swing Monterisi back into the heart of our defence. It's 2-1 now. Urawa Red scored a penalty. Marvellous. Marvellous. It's me, Ronnie. Can we allow him 1 vape per goal? I mean, that won't help, sadly. He'll need more than that. More than that. The glare of utter disbelief. It does feel like it's very much piled on us in the last few games. We kind of knew it was happening with Sassuolo as it happened. Then we lose our new goalkeeper to injury, our starting goalkeeper. Then we lose Nuama. It's you know, I've got to take responsibility for that. But right, Navarro's returned from injury. Washer is tired. On comes Reinders. Kari is a bit better position, bit more disciplined positionally, so he will play the deep line playmaker role. And I want to replace Kerem, but I have this horrible feeling that if I use all my substitutes up, that we'll lose Alvarez. So if we can hold on now into the last few minutes, a draw is a great result. A draw is a great result. I said a draw is a great result, didn't I? Oh, you know what's happening. Oh. I thought that was almost like written exactly as we played well. We were in a good position for the second leg. I am disappointed. We should have scored on multiple occasions, a couple of good saves, a couple of glaring misses. Well, misses, I mean, like Rod hit the bar. It was a great save from Kari. Nuama, it is pulled knee ligaments. Just 2 weeks, though. Hernandez will be banned for the next game. That's all right. So can we finish on a high with a game against Torino? So we're now going forward to one more game. I just want to end on a high. Just there you go. Right. Noah Atabulu should be back for the next game, so he would come in there. And our lineup, I would like to be Hammer, Monterisi, Theo's fine, Washer, Kari, Washer were fine. Get Skamaka back into that starting lineup. And Kem had a bad game, so we'd have a Nato in there as well. That's a Krubmo wasn't worried. Oh, why not? I mean, I admire your faith. I admire your faith. I most definitely was worried. Inter have jumped up to top spot now. So Fiorentina keep on losing. If we win our game in hand, we move that down to 1 point. We'd then be 3 points behind Inter. Oh no. Like, Fiorentina have been losing and we haven't seized on the moment. Should I play the next game? Because if we drop, I want to end on a high, right? I want to end on a high. But I worry that if I keep on going with our current run of luck, that I'm just dropping more points, right? We keep on going. We finish on a high. We finish on a high. If that screws up, if that means we're playing another 10 games tonight until we win, so be it. If that screws up the entire season, we keep on going, right? We keep on going. We've got to be able to beat Torino at home. Uncapped until we win stream. Exactly. I'm too hot and bothered to be able to go on for hours and hours on end, but we're doing it. We're winning. We're winning a game. I know we've won plenty of games. We've won 2 games, 5-0 and 7-0, which is crazy, and then spaffed the other ones. But Torino at home, sure, they're in 8th. They're not a bad team. And then if that one fails, we can certainly beat. If we can draw away against Dortmund, we can definitely win at home against Dortmund. And if we win our, is this going to be our game? No, it's a weekend game. So Inter have hit form. If we can, just keep within reaching distance of Inter, that would be nice. I mean, we have, as I say, we've messed up whenever we've had a chance to go top, but we haven't put ourselves in a position yet where we've fallen so far short that we're not in contention. So now that the pressure is off, we no longer can go into top spot. We should win this game, right? That's the theory. The practice might not be quite as convincing though. DeMarco there with the top assists in the league, 11 so far. Still going strong. Welcome in, Llama. How you doing, sir? Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Now, I shouldn't have to really say anything here. You guys all know who Llama is. But if you don't know who Llama is, he is the best of us. The greatest of us. And you should be following him already. If you're over on Twitch, there will be a lovely little Lovely little thing popping up in the top right-hand corner for you to click. Go give it a click. Go give it a click. How are you doing, Llama? How are you doing? We are doing bad right now. I say bad. We're just dropping points. That's all. So Skamaka back into the starting lineup. And let's see how we go. Hopefully it's doing well. So Llama's doing very well. Thank you. Enjoying a beautiful summer evening. How's form at Milan? It has been yeah, quite worrying. We started the stream with a 5-0 win against Sampdoria. We then had a 7-0 win against Genoa. But we've also lost 2-0 away against a newly promoted Roma. We've lost... Did we lose the other games? No, we've drawn... We drew 1-1 at home against Ajax. We drew 1-1 against Sassuolo. We've got ourselves into position to fight for top spot, but then every time we do, we just drop off. But Bonato, that's a lovely run. The flag didn't go up. The flag didn't go up. Is that goal going to stand? It is indeed.
Milan, come together, clap your hands, save me. Scoring goals, AC Milan.
It's a lovely ball through for Bonato. That run is timed to absolute perfection. Takes it first time. Vettorel can't do anything about that. Dear Basis, the headache isn't budging. Hope you feel better soon, my dude. Rest up, and I hope it gets better. So FM Llama's a little bit partial to Sampdoria, aren't we all? Aren't we all? The home of an eclectic mix of English footballers down the years. Who doesn't love a little bit of Ronaldo Vieira or Harry Winks or Cole Palmer at AC Milan?
Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when we score goals. Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when we score goals.
Boom, and a cheeky bit of Danny Dicchio. Oh, who can forget Danny Dicchio? What a player. I mean, not necessarily like a good football player, but a good name at the very least. Right, here's Papetti, loses out to Arda Güler. Are we going to score a third inside the opening 7 minutes? Arda Güler hits the bar. Oh, inches away from being 3-0 up from our first 3 shots on target. This has been the story of the stream this evening, is we have games like this where this could well end up 5-0, but might also end up 3-2 to Torino. Vettorel sends it long. Retegui's the target, but Monterisi gets there first. Here's Palmer. Palmer set up one. Scored the second. He didn't do that. Kari, there we go. Fires over from the edge of the box. Do like him taking those chances. That's kind of what he's good at. Bogard with the throw-in. Do we have a response from Torino? Fofana can't get there. Emihan comes away with the ball. Wala Egli cutting inside. Now here's Emihan down the right-hand side. Loses out to Kai, but gets there and all the way back. Here's Raul Bellanova. He must be getting on now. Raul Bellanova fires over from distance. There's a blast from the 90s past. The best types of blast, Quadmo. The best types of blast. Right, so that's their first chance. We can see they're hemmed back, which is cool. Momentum is staying in our favour. Haven't had that much of the ball, considering we're at home and we're up. So we might want to drop the tempo in the second half, get a little bit more control. Like Fofana's come off injured. Like Skamaka into Theo. Theo, come on Theo. Let's make it 3-0. Here's Rocha. Rocha, good first touch. Gosh, a great second touch.
And Milan have scored again. Yes, Milan, the score all night and day. You can get away.
Rocha's first touch opened up the space and he nurses it into the bottom corner at the near post. Poor old Vettori. He's been under pressure all game long. Right, can Torino respond? Or can we come away? Here is Skamaka feeding it forwards. Carl Palmer, his one brain cell wasn't activated to see that the ball was passed to him. And here comes Torino once more. It's Stanis Pedrola. Stanis Pedrola up against Anita Hammer. Washer cuts it out. Carl Palmer, bad touch. Emirhan over the top, and here is Pedrola. That's got to be 3-1. It's not though. Atabolo makes a save. The return of Atabolo. The return of Atabolo. He's finally done something. Sassy. Now, going to send it in. Sassy is probably the best way to describe my attitude towards Noah Atabolo this evening. All the best things come from the 90s. We know this. They do indeed, Quadbo. They do indeed. General EO, welcome in, and Bruno. Lovely, lovely to see you, gents. So speaking of names, you have a regen named Cockbill. I mean, seems like what's his personality like? Is he a cock and is he a bill? Right, we're happy, but we're going to say, don't get complacent. Let's get a bit more control on the game. I'm going to drop the tempo rather than increase it this time round, because Torino have had a handful of shots. Hasn't been, this hasn't been a 3-0 game by any stretch of the imagination. So if we can try and just kill the game off, maybe just turn it into a bit of a bore in the second half, I would very much be in favour. Now Theo sends it in and Skamaka scores. That's not boring. That's not boring at all. But what is the ref considering? They're saying offside. Surely he's fine. Surely he is absolutely fine there. And we are saying disallowed. Nonsense. Nonsense. Apparently he's very professional, so he's not a cock. Disappointing. Disappointing. Thank you very much for the follow, General. That wasn't offside. That was, you drew the lines wrong. Really, really wrong. Right, Monterita, we're going to look to build up from deep here. Here's Anita Hammer. Pushes it forwards nice and early to Palmer. Benato, good first touch. Drifted over to the white here. He plays it across to Kari. Kari almost loses out, but there's Ardagula with a shot. Off the bar again. That's the second time he's hit the woodwork today. Poor old Ardo. It's just not quite falling his way so far. Right, we haven't had any shots from Torino in this second half. We've done a pretty good job of killing the game off, as we said. 70th minute. Now we're looking to make the changes. We're going to spare. Right, we're bringing off Carl Palmer. No, we're bringing off Ardagula. We're bringing off both Carl Palmer and Ardagula. I have faith in you both. And then let's see if we can, just nurse these guys through into the last few moments. So our next change, the return of Navarro once more. More game time for you, sir. Get some game time for Cajuste as well. And then maybe Anita Hammer, I think, comes off. Or Rod. Let's take off Rod. Get a whole 5 minutes into the legs of Donna Kebab. Right, Mosconi now into the last 5 minutes plus injury time to come. Mosconi back to Anita Hammer. Pardon me. He goes down and he's given the penalty. That looked like a good tackle to me. Good tackle to me. Dodgy refereeing in Italy. Well, I know, but more dodgy refereeing. Nope, they got it right. They got it right. There we go. So 3-1 to River Plate now. Incredible. Do you need a hammer or a rod? We need both. We need both. Right. Okay, there we go. We've made up for underscoring in our last game by overscoring this one. Perhaps we've been fortunate as well to keep a clean sheet, but we've got the win. That is marvellous. We are now within 3 points. Well, actually, they've probably played a game now, haven't they, Blinari? They have indeed. So, Inter won their game. Fiorentina won their game. We've still got a game in hand, but we've held position. We can be pretty happy with that. What a funky set of results tonight. That is absolutely bizarre. Absolute thumping of Sampdoria. Somehow ended up drawing against Ajax. The worst game ever against Roma, where we got sent off and then conceded the first 2 shots on target. And then 7-0. Absolute gut punch against Sassuolo. A good result against Dortmund away from home with an injured goalkeeper. And then we race out to a crazy early lead against Torino. And so we've ended this stream basically the same position we started the stream. Oh no, there's more of a gap now. There's more of a gap. We would have been within 2 points if we won our game in hand. And now it would be 3 points. So we've dropped back 1 point over the stream, which isn't the most terminal thing in the world. We have 14 games left, but we need to win all of these, really. Every single one of them. Probably that Lazio one as well. And that game against Inter is going to be key. So Hunger Min has a Regen Academy player in your Barense save named Iago Messias. The Messiah he is. Very nice indeed. Zerashul, I'm afraid that does mean we will not get an all-nighter because we are ending on a high. So a huge thank you everyone for coming along. I really appreciate it. I will be back on either Thursday or Friday, and it depends on how I'm getting on with video editing. I'm out tomorrow evening, so I probably won't know until Thursday myself. I have a feeling I'm going to be streaming Thursday and the video is going to be next week. But until I confirm, I would like that not to be the case. I'd like us to have a video out on Friday. But I will update you guys in due course over on the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord already, let me pop on over there. I'll pop that link there. YouTube, we're going to say goodbye to you first. Thank you very much for dropping by, and hopefully